Vector days. Now, previously I talked about how we trade with time and price together, but this year I've integrated something called vector days into our analysis. And I wanted to make a short video on how you can use those in the members area because I think it's important. So let's first take a look at the members area and check out what they look like. Okay, so let's just reduce my head over here and let's move into the members area. So in the members area, let's make this a little bigger so we can see what they are. Okay, this is what the members area looks like, and I've got the current week that's over, and then I've got next week here, as you can see, the week after until the end of the month, right? And this week from Monday onwards, I'll be starting to work on May, right? So I'll put May as we go along as well, right? And this is all the archive. So we can check to see how things panned out. But at the end of the day, let's take a look at, first of all, what a vector energy day is. And let's make this a little bit bigger. In fact, there we go. All right. What we want to do when we're trading with time and price is to add to our success rate. So if I'm doing technical analysis, and if I identify where I want to enter the trade, what's left for me is, well, is it a good day to trade? Is it the right time of the day to trade? And the last thing is, what's its direction and is it going to be volatile? So the direction and the volatility kind of like go hand in hand when we talk about vector days. And this is what we need to get our heads around as the next thing that I've added to timing. So let's take a look. There are three things that can happen here. Market can go up, down, or sideways. So with vector days, I can have a green day, I can have a red day, I can have an orange day. So the green day, obviously, we've got volatility and we're going to the up direction, or the market should find a top somewhere. So the direction is either up or, until the end of that day, we're at the tops, or in that day, we find a top, which kind of goes hand in hand with our trade days. So the trade day and the vector day can be like, oh, great, this is a volatile day, direction is up, and we've got a trade day. So we should find and go somewhere towards the tops. So that gives me the ability to kind of get into the trade if the market retraces down, to go to that upper level. And if I also know if I've got green days coming up, I can say to myself, wait a minute, today is a trade day, so the market's down, I want to go long with this. So if I'm going to go long and I've got vector days coming in Wednesday, then I can say to myself, okay, so I've got a good volatile day coming up on Wednesday. If I enter Monday, maybe Monday and Tuesday, if the prices are sideways or coming down to go up, I could trade that way at the right time and price and kind of like follow that in that vector direction. And obviously the opposite for a red day, because that's going to be a weak day or it's going to be a down day, right? And that's basically it. Now the orange days is when we're going with a flow or a routine. If I say there's a flow or a routine day, what we're looking to do is just trading, just bouncing off stuff, all right? We're just going to follow it according to what technical analysis is telling us. So that's what we're going to do. So this week, for example, we had gold. It was a flow and routine. Euro dollar also routine week leading to a red weekend. So we should be, getting weaker as we get to the weekend, right? And then we've got Bitcoin. It's a flow or routine week. So we're just going to do our standard technical analysis. And then SP 500, we've got Monday, red day. Rest of the week should flow until the weekend. All right, and then we've got Dow Jones, flow routine, NASDAQ, flow routine. So all of these are at the moment flow routine, except SP 500, which is like it's a weekday on Monday, but the rest is a flow day. And also I've got Monday here as a trade day for SP 500. So let's first take a look at that and see how that really worked out for us. I'm using MT5, so I'm just going to stick here the SP 500 and see how that pans out for us. And let's see where we're at. So this is SP 500. All right, and that's your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So on Monday, let's come into Monday here. This is Monday, right? Here we are, as you can see. So at the end of the day, the market closed higher, as you can see, but we didn't see anything until Wednesday. Now remember, Monday was also a trade day. So whatever the direction we're taking on Monday, if it pans out according to our bias, then we want to enter low to go long, or want to enter high to go short. And with the SP 500 and the indices, all right, as you know, this was the procedure, went up and then retracement, closing gap, and this is Monday, market breaking to the upside. So on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and this is Friday, as you can see, we're going to follow that to the upside. And with all of the indices, if you watch the videos as well, they're on Vimeo, I did say once we break out, this should just go to the upside, all right, which is nice and easy. And the whole concept here again is this: when we go up, we want to sell again. All right, so this for us, the SP 500 for us, it's not the continuation of an uptrend. We understood we're going to go up from here anyway. We understood that we're looking for the right day to go up. Okay, and in fact, let's take a look at this day. This is the 31st of March. Let me just see in the archive what I've got for 31st of March. Let's see if I've got vector days for the archive. Here we are. There we go. This is again all week routine. Let me see if I can find something week. March 23 SB5. Oh, I haven't filled those in. Okay, because I just recently started putting them up. So, okay, so they're not here. I've only started doing that at the end of March. Fair enough. Let's take a look at NASDAQ then. So this is the week of March 30 to April 3, the week of 3rd of March to April 3. And let's take a look at NASDAQ, because this one had Monday week down energy. Dow Jones, Monday week down energy. So let's take a look at NASDAQ. And that's the week of the 30th. And if that happened, let's see how that panned out. That's your 30th there. Okay, so the 30th, NASDAQ week, red day. The rest of the week, routine. Okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, strong tops. Okay, strong tops. For SP 500, it's all routine. Tuesday, Wednesday, strong or top. So what does that mean? It's a green day, all right? Get used to the color coding. There are only three, okay? Red, orange, green. So if it's a green day, we're looking for like energetic, push to the upside days. Let's see, what was that? When was that? Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so that's Monday. That's your Tuesday, Wednesday. All right, because we're looking at the week of 30th of March. So that's a Monday. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, right? So this is like good for us because it's a green day. The price is right. We had a weak day. Now we've got green days going to the upside. That's a beautiful impulse to the upside. Okay, so that's the kind of thing that we're looking for with the vector days. All right, and if we can actually match it to a good price level, like here as well on NASDAQ, right? So this is a level where we want to go long. If I just tighten this up a little bit, you understand what I mean, okay? So this level comes all the way from there. So This is where the market bought before. You see the zone, that's the support zone right there, and that's where the market came. They did a stop sweep, as you can see here, nice and easy. Okay, stop sweep on that low here. Okay, why? Because this is the place where the market did a big run. So it's just doing the same thing, right? And then we've got a green day, so fine, just go long with it. Where to? Well, this is the target zone, isn't it? So if you have a target zone, then you can just follow it to the upside. So everything now coming after this green vector day is, as you can see, on the following week, if I go to the weekly market intelligence, and this past week that we just went through, it says, well, it's a flow routine week. That's beautiful because we just had an impulse to the upside from the past week and now got a routine flow week. So I should just be going with that rhythm. This is why I did say if we break to the upside of that resistance, we should keep going to the upside, and you could just buy on the pullbacks at intraday price time correlation. Okay, so this is how you use vector days. I think it's an efficient way to kind of like look at an extra level of confirmation, which goes hand in hand with the trade and swing days. Obviously, not everything is 100%. Things are never 100%. But understanding that this could be a green day and I've got a trade day and the price is right, it's like, okay, you know, this is the kind of stuff we're looking for. And then I can obviously go into the intraday. Right? Then I can say to myself, okay, you know what? My bias is to the upside. I'm expecting an energetic push day. We want to go up. Great. When should I do that? Then the time periods are there for you to use. And on top of that, what you need to do is obviously match it to your style of technical analysis, which I'm going to do a short video on the style of technical analysis as well today. Okay, so, but this is the vector days. If you remember, and if you have any queries or questions, always get in touch with me. I read every email and I answer all of them. So if there are any questions on how to use, you know, the swing trade days, the vector days, the timing, the technical analysis videos, what these things on my charts are, like the indicators and so on, you know, always write to me, because if you're a member to the club, I want to make sure that you're using everything as best and as efficient as you can. That way it'll kind of like sink in, and then you don't have to run around chasing the market, or you don't have to wonder, oh, should I trade today? Where should I trade today? What should I do today? And so on, because not every day is a great day. So if we can identify the great days and the hours before they happen, and then I can just plan my whole week, because I don't have to sit in front of the computer all week looking at trades. If I know that you know, the trade days are Monday and Wednesday, so I can tell myself, you know, say to myself, okay, you know what, I'm going to take a look at gold Monday, Wednesday. Okay, so then you can go to gold Monday, Wednesday. Okay, I'm going to take a look at NASDAQ Monday, Friday. Let's take a look at this because we're already on NASDAQ. So this is your Monday. Okay, is this the current week? Yes, it is the last week. So then I can say to myself, okay, you know what, we had an impulse, pull back, let's go. And once we kind of like break out, that's it, all of this direction, plus the pullback, if you wanted to go along with it, which I did say in the videos you can, because this is bullish. You see how high that closed? So this is not like a breakout and a pullback and we want to go down kind of thing. This is like, you know what, we're up, it's bullish, we're closed up here, so people will want to buy if the market comes back down. And that's what they did on Tuesday, which is, if you're good with your technical analysis, all you have to do is just buy the lows of the day with respect to the low of the previous day or the low of the previous week, or your technical analysis style, doesn't matter. Just use the timing to follow through. All right, so then knowing obviously that this thing can go all the way into Friday is already a blessing, because then you can say to yourself, well, wait a minute, if I've got a Monday and then we've got a breakout, this is going up until Friday. So I could be pretty confident in buying every intraday pullback to go into Friday in that direction. And that's the beauty about a vector day, a trade day, the trading hours. They all kind of come together, and that's basically it. All right, so I hope that helps. Like I said, if you have any queries, questions, especially if you're a member to the club, you have to write to me and I can do a video on it. I can explain. I can also do a Zoom session with you guys and, fix up anything that's not clear. Okay, have a good day.